And so we're going to start today. This is our first lunch and learn. Hopefully you had time at noon to just grab your lunch and meet me here at 12:10. And today we are going to look at one of my favorite tools, SolveiT. So this is going to be very interactive. You guys will work together and we're going to actually use the tool. SolveiT is one of my favorite tools because you can use it with students, you can use it at faculty meetings. We've used it here at the house just to problem solve and work things out. So I think that when you leave today, hopefully it will be one of your new favorite things as well. And just as we're going through it, you'll see like every time I do it, I'm like, oh, I could have used it here. Oh, I could have used it there. So hopefully you will get all the feels also with SolveiT. So this is me. If you need me or want anything pertaining to this presentation or anything, just reach out to me and I will be more than happy to either find the answer or connect you with someone who has the answer. Because I generally can, if I don't know the answer, I generally know someone else who does. You can find me on Twitter or Facebook at Nicole. Praise be for that spelling of my name. I can generally just scoop up my name on any platform. I don't know too many Nicoles that start with a K. So today we are going to look at SolveiT. So what is SolveiT? So think about like problem solving, PBL, gamification, design thinking, like rolled up into one, a card-based system that allows you to do all of the things at one time. That's the best way that I know to describe SolveiT. It's a great design thinking and problem solving PBL experience. So the goal is to start with a problem and then collaboratively work together to find a creative solution. So I think today you guys will see, if you're looking for ways to connect with students or find different ways to problem solve and work through things, this is a great interactive activity that you can use with your kiddos or with your staff if you work with teachers as well. So the way SolveiT works is you can actually order the physical cards, but as you'll see today, like this is going to be a totally digital experience. So if you have the physical cards, then students would take all the cards and they would place them all down. And so we're actually going to go through an experience that goes through each one of the cards, but this just lets you see like all of the cards at once. And we're going to spend like 25-ish minutes. We may have to shave off time at the end with the 15 minutes because my goal is to make sure that our meeting does not go over 30 minutes. And I'm a talker, so y'all hold me to that, okay? So that's my goal. I'm gonna try really hard. So the first card we're gonna look at is the SOS card. So the SOS card, I like to tell students that when they use the SOS card, like ask 3 before me. So this card is really important because it points students or adult learners back to their resources and really tells them, hey, I want you to go back and I want you to use your resources before asking me. So SOS is someone else, other resources, or search online. So when I'm working with students, I say, hey, this would be a great time to read the walls, or hey, this would be a great time to go to our class website, or hey, this would be a great time to open that book or open that journal, just to get them used to not always depending on you as the teacher or the expert in the room or in the space to provide those answers for them. But the trick is that if they use it, which they can use the SOS, if they decide to use the SOS, it's taken away. You only get one SOS card. So hopefully they're going to go to someone else, other resources, and then search online. And then if they need you, then they have you. So today, our topic that we're going to use for SolveiT is end of the year celebrations. Thanks to Miss Rona or COVID, that is one of the things that we are really having to be creative with and to problem solve through. Like, what does that look like? How do we celebrate? How do we still make those connections since we're ending the school year at home? So what we're going to do, our total time for today is 25-ish minutes. we'll get through most parts of our Solve in Time activity. So the first thing we're going to do is to look at the problem. And remember, we're thinking about COVID, end of the year celebrations, what they look like. And so what we're looking at is what is a problem that affect, I don't think I'm going to use that one. Look, I'm going to cheat. I don't think that's a good one for this activity. We're going to look at, we could say what is a problem that affects a stranger, because I can say maybe I don't know all the other teachers. So what is a problem that could possibly affect someone else as they are planning end of the year celebrations, okay? So in just a moment, I'm going to put you guys into groups and you're going to prepare to discuss and write your response within 1 minute. So what is something that could affect other teachers, because they would be strangers to you, or other learners, other parents, other people in the community around end of the year celebrations, since we are learning from home? So if you would, go ahead and you're going to open the Jamboard. And we're going to start on, you'll see it's already exactly where we need to be. You'll see that card in the bottom right-hand corner. So you're going to have 1 minute. Let me go ahead and group you up with your new SolveiT BFFs. So what I'm going to ask is when you go into your breakout rooms, so that we don't have like 20 responses, if you'll just agree on a response and then one person from your group can add your idea on the Jamboard. Okay, here we go. Welcome back. I see a few people still adding their group sticky notes on the Jamboard. But these are great. Like, these are some problems that would come into effect when we're thinking about end of the year celebrations, access to technology, comfort level with tech, scheduling. I see an amen orange sticky note. We talked about that, access to technology. Okay, so the next part of SolveiT, we're going to look at research. So for research, what you're going to do is you're going to do just that. You're going to research around your problem. So specifically, what caused the problem, which that'll be easy research. So why do we even have this problem in the first place? So now what you're going to do is you're going to have about 2 minutes, and you guys can see that I advanced to the second slide on our Jamboard. And so what you're going to do is prepare to discuss and write a response within 2 minutes. So when you go to your breakout room, that's 2 minutes to talk about what you need to research, which I don't think we'll really have to do a whole lot of research in around that, because we kind of know what has put us in this predicament with end of the year celebrations. And then you will have 2 minutes. And I just want to show you guys that it actually, so once you go to the Jamboard slide, there's actually a 2-minute timer built in here as well that you would use with students once you give them the direction. So that's what I'm using to keep myself on schedule with this today. So I'm going to send you back to your rooms, and you're going to spend 2 minutes to talk about, and remember, one person will add that idea on the Jamboard. Okay, so research. I see a few groups need to add their ideas, but the two that we have when we researched is, I see that someone agreed. Someone said that the problem exists because even before this happened, we weren't fully one-to-one. So different grade levels had different comfort levels with it. And I will even say, like, even some areas that were one-to-one, I think teachers had different comfort levels also with, even though I have it, maybe I'm using it, maybe I'm not. So that really could make it really hard to have these online end of the year celebrations and to continue to connect with students. And then also, due to the virus, a lack of equity, access, training, and little time to prepare has led to this problem. So sounds like we have a problem we had problems, and so this is just kind of added to existing problems. And so now when we want to celebrate and connect, these are things that could get in the way. I love these amen stickers. Like, these are great. The agree and the gift, those are great. So next, I'm going to go ahead and we had teachers who were all on board with tech integration, and we had others who were resistant to change, the same thing. So now that it's time to have those celebrations, and we really want everyone, the students, to have access to that, our kids really suffer because teachers are just at different places. And we see that with tech. We see that with different things in the curriculum, different things that we do throughout the school year as well. So that is our research, plus 2 nice little lines on the top. Thanks to whoever the artist is. Appreciate that. So next, we are going to dive in and understand the problem a little better. So as we are researching and we are looking now to understand, for our next piece of SolveiT, as we're working to solve this problem, what may happen because of the problem? What could possibly happen because of this problem? And so now you guys are going to use empathy and compassion to answer the question of what could happen because of the problem we've identified around needing to have virtual celebrations because of COVID-19. So you're going to have 3 minutes to discuss and write your response. Remember, your response will be on the Jamboard, and we'll have 1 response per group. See you in a bit. Okay, so now we were digging a little deeper to ensure that we understand the problem. Social emotional well-being is suffering immensely. Parents, kids, teachers, all of us. Yeah, this is trauma. And that's something that we need to take into effect when we go back to doing school, because it can't be school as usual, right? And also, I think that that's a great post to understand the need to try to connect and celebrate as much as possible as we dig into this problem. That one was really good. People won't be able to gather to celebrate. Yep, that's what I kind of talked about earlier. Like, that's why we're here today. I miss people. I like to connect. Like, that's I need that, and our kids need that too. Even with my 3 kids here at home, that's the biggest thing they miss. Is they said lunch is better at home, but they just miss seeing their friends. Like, they just miss the high fives and the playing with their friends. So now that we have identified the problem around virtual celebrations because of COVID, we've researched, we have a better understanding of our problem. Next, we are going to solve our problem. Don't you wish that we could solve all the world's problems in 25 minutes? We're going to solve this one, though. So what you're going to do now is you and your group, you're going to work together to come up with a solution. And when you return to your groups, what are some things that you need in order to solve this problem? What are some things that you need in order to solve it? So what you're going to do is now you will have 4 minutes, and we'll return to the Jamboard. So in 4 minutes, you're going to discuss what's needed to solve this and add your solutions to the Jamboard. So I will see you in a bit. Okay, and so now I can see, and you guys can see, everyone's solutions, what would be needed in order for us to have end of the year celebrations, parents to buy in, increased access, time, parent training for support, because parents are serving in dual capacity right now, right, as parent and teacher. So I see a few parent responses. I see that it is now 12:40, and I want to honor your time because it is lunch and learn, not spend the rest of the day with me and learn. And so that is the meat of solving time. But I just want you guys to see what would come next After it has been solved, this is actually one of my favorite parts, is the creativity behind actually sharing your response. So then whoever, students or teachers, whoever is actually using this framework, they would then take time and creatively share their response. So we could actually spin the wheel again. And once you have a solution, you could create a painting or a poster. And so I could easily send them to maybe collect those via Padlet, or send them to Buncee, a story or poem. I could spend a couple times and give them a few ideas. But I do love the idea of letting kids be really creative in order to share their response. And so then they would share their responses, and we would be able to give them feedback and allow everyone to present. And so if we had time, you would have 5 minutes, and we would put those on our Jamboard. So I absolutely love SolveiT. I've seen it used with students with things as like, why are we having problems with talking during the class? Or even with faculties, with campuses, if they're having any issues with during the school day, so that they can problem solve and work things out. We know that problem solving is a skill that's a lifelong skill that our kids need, no matter what age group they're in, no matter the content area. And so I really like this because you can use it in a fun way. You could actually add more time and use it as part of your unit of study. You could shorten it, and maybe it's just a conversation, and you can kind of tweak it to make it whatever you want it to be. So just because our time is up doesn't mean that we can't still connect and collaborate and share ideas. I would love to hear what you think about SolveiT. This is not my baby. This actually belongs to Dee Lanier. So if you guys know Dee Lanier, or if you don't know him, you can look him up on Twitter and let him also know what you think about solving time, and I will share your responses that you put on Flipgrid as well. So if you want to keep sharing ideas, if you want to reflect, if you want to just kind of tell us what you think, then the flip code is 359-454F5DB. And I also tweet that out if you guys just want to keep connecting with SolveiT as well. You can actually go to solveintime.com and have access to this slide deck, as well as a bunch of other resources that Dee has curated on that site to help you get started with Solving Time. If you want to order the physical cards, you can also find that on the website as well. Again, this is my contact information. Feel free to reach out to me. Should I say one more time? I miss people. So if you want to reach out to me and you want to connect, like, I am so down. Let's do that. We can do another Solving Time, or just talk about EDU or EdTech things. Next week on 5/20, we will meet again. So remember, grab your lunch at noon, and then 12:10, we'll be talking about HyperDocs. And HyperDocs just redid their website. They have some really cool free courses and those type of things, and I will share some ideas around HyperDocs. So thank you guys so much for just spending a little bit of your lunchtime with me. Hopefully I will see you again next week. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Nicole.
Thank you.